This is Talk the Home of Common Sense with me, Julia Hartley-Brewer. The laughter has subsided. Let's get back to the serious business of our kids and what on earth is going on with them when it comes to social media in and out of school, what they're doing in their classrooms. Let's talk to the wonderful Katharine Birbalsingh. She's the founder and head teacher of the Michaela Community School and joins us now. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Julia.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, two different stories I want to talk to you about. One is a poll of adults, two-thirds of whom are basically supporting the idea of a ban on under-16s being allowed to access social media on their mobile phones. This is something that Australia is debating at the moment and wanting to bring in. Would you support that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the problems that parents have is they want to ban their children from going on social media, but then their children say, but that's where all my friends communicate.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be left out. I'm not going to have any friends. And so it's very difficult for one individual family to ban things for their children when it comes to tech. But if that were to be done across the board in the way that we ban alcohol to children and sex and marriage and driving and smoking and so on, then it no longer becomes a problem because children just are not online.
It's just not. But I mean, guys, we know that there will still be kids who drink and do all the other things and have sex below the illegal age. But that's not a reason to not stop it for everybody. The thing about this is a lot of social media, there's the horrible thing of girls sort of doing these sort of page-free pouting pictures and then desperate for likes and flaunting their bodies in, I think, a really rather tragic, sad way and rather dangerous way as well. And there's, bullying and there's all of that. But there's also a lot of social media where it's just a way of communicating ideas. And I love X, Twitter. I use WhatsApp all the time, but I don't know any young people who use WhatsApp. They all communicate on, I don't know, Snapchat or probably something I've never, ever heard of. Is part of the worry is that we don't know where they are and what they're doing.
Yes, well, and often when you do find out, it's really quite scary.
Yeah.
The fact is that they're children, and so they need protecting. Yeah. And you don't say to your 4-year-old, okay, off you go, you figure out how to cross the street. You have to show them gradually over years. And so, yes, a child at 12, 13, 14 is extremely vulnerable. They meet all kinds of people online that their parents don't know about. They will then lie to their parents about what they're up to. Yeah. It's also the kind of conversation. It's really quite vulgar and horrifying, the kind of conversations that they will get into on social media.
Do you think most parents actually have no idea what their kids are doing on social media?
So just 2 nights ago, I had a Year 7 parents' evening where
So that's an 11-year-old, yeah.
An 11-year-old, that's right. All the parents are sitting there, and I show them some of the things that we found on children's phones, and the parents cannot believe it. I mean, yeah. Some mothers, people are gasping. They're horrified. They cannot believe it. And I say to them, if you don't want your children to be involved in conversations like this, you need to take away the phone.
Yeah.
But I know that the parents are up against their child saying, but my friends, and so on and so forth.
But aren't parents also part of the problem? Because actually, it's often not. They're just up against the other kids. They go, well, Mum, that's what everyone else is on this particular social media. It's actually the parents want their kids to be on social media. I see parents all the time. My God, they give their mobile phones to babies, to toddlers, which I absolutely, makes me feel physically sick. Give your child a book. Give your child a crayon on a train journey, for the love of God. Talk to your children. Go crazy. But actually, a lot of the time, it's the parents. They want to sit on their phones. They want to sit scrolling Facebook or Snapchat or whatever it is they're on that week, rather than actually engaging with their children and bothering to speak to them.
That's right. So we do a lot of work. I mean, I was making suggestions about board games, sitting down and watching a television program or a film with your children.
Together, yeah.
About the ideas of a book that you might have read together and so on. Exactly, the idea of being together. The problem with the phone is that it divides families, so no one's ever actually talking to each other. And it's the same thing if phones are in schools, because the children are outside at break time and they don't actually speak to each other. And that the way in which they interact is by sending each other texts. It's crazy. And we are really going to go off a cliff here as a country. I don't think people realize just how bad things are and how it changes children's characters. The children who I've seen, I always play videos for my families to show them, look, here's a mom who took away the phone, and every single one of those moms will tell you, my child is a different child.
Yeah.
He's come back to being his young, innocent self. He turned into this horrible person, and now I've got my child back. That's what they always say.
Yeah, and it is fascinating. And I think most people just simply don't realise. And again, I'm always amazed. People go, well, I have to do it to keep my kid quiet. And you think, wow, if your kid won't do anything else or won't behave because they haven't got their phone, then you've already lost that battle. My worry is, though, I do have a free speech issue and a sensitive issue, which is like, how on earth are they going to make sure the kids aren't on it other than verifying that an adult is an adult? At that point, we're all going to have to be registered, and I think that we are in some dangerous territory given what's happened over recent years on issues about, you know, trans issues, climate issues, lockdown, like vaccines. I worry there would be issues there. But I'm also fascinated, just briefly, 18% of teachers, according to another new poll, say that they think a ban on phones in schools would improve pupil behaviour. But just 80%, so fewer than 1 in 5 teachers think that banning mobile phones in the classroom, in the schools, would actually make a difference. I mean, surely 100% of teachers should think that.
Well, no, actually, I would be one of those teachers who would say it wouldn't improve behaviour.
Oh.
Now, obviously, I'm the strictest headmistress in Britain, so I believe in good behaviour.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is, one of the reasons why, and I mean, lots of people wouldn't say this, but one of the reasons why phones are allowed out in schools is because a number of teachers quite like it, because it just keeps the children quiet.
Yeah. That's the issue. You need to be tackling the other end of the problem. Katharine Birbalsingh, always good to talk to you. Thank you so much, founder and head teacher of the Michaela Community School.